Greetings and welcome to Bay College's Math 105 Intermediate Algebra Online Summer 2024 course. I will be your instructor, Mark James Pelon, for this semester, coming to you from my dining room kitchen with all of my streaming stuff. So every once in a while, I'll create these videos to just help you get through the course, just kind of give you some helpful information, just to kind of expedite the process. So this is a self-guided online course in which you are supposed to watch lecture videos here on our Blackboard page, along with reading our ebook, which will be found on our WebAssign site. I'll talk more about that in a different video, but what we want to do here in this starting video is just do introductions, and I've already done that. Once again, I will be your instructor for this semester, Mark James Pelon. And in this video, we're literally going to explore our Blackboard page. So what I'm going to do is we're going to walk through and see all the different areas on our Blackboard page that you are going to need to use for this semester. So something else that I'll be able to do is kind of give you an idea of what my Zoom sessions, online meetings would be about. So you'll have these camera views like what we have here. But the nice thing is I'll also be able to show you my computer, and also if I need to write anything down. So if we want to do some practice problems or anything like that, we actually can see that with the camera up above. And again, I'm just using different equipment that I have, and you can see we have a top-down camera that's going to work in our favor there. But once again, what we're going to do here is actually explore our Blackboard page and take you through everything that you're going to need. So if you've already found your way here, you've got the hardest part down, is literally just finding our Blackboard page. So this is what you're going to see. You're going to see my lovely face, not only once, but twice here in this video. And that's how you know you're going to be in the correct spot. So it's always going to start on the Start Here page, which is where you need to go on day number 1. So what we can do is just scroll down and take a look at some of the information right here on this Start Here page. So once again, not only are we confirming, and this is Math 105 Intermediate Algebra, I also give you a greeting and welcome, just kind of letting you know who I am, what I'm all about, the things I'm into. But right underneath, we see contact information. So not only does it give my name, once again, Mark James Pelon, but I'm giving you my cell phone as well. And the reason I am doing this is if you are stuck or if you need to contact me immediately, this way you can do so. So email is still going to be the best way to go about this. And again, most students just go for that email anyway. But by having the text availability or even just calling with my phone number, that allows you to have immediate contact in case there's issues with a proctor down the line, or if you're having issues submitting something or something along those lines. So also, what we're going to see here is that I do have an office location, but it is on a campus, and since this is an online course, it's not really going to be necessary. So I will hold some office hours, but they're going to have to be done by appointment only. So that means you just need to email me if you ever want to get a Zoom session one-on-one, or if you need to talk to me, or once again, if you need help with any kind of math, as I can help you out here in that regards. So as we continue move down, we have our first day tasks. And basically this is just saying, go around our Blackboard page. Just make sure that you're visiting all the links and just seeing where you can go navigate. And it gives a list of what each one of these links are going to do. And at the very bottom here is what you actually need to start doing here today. So what do I do next? Well, you're going to read the course syllabus. You need to familiarize yourself with the important information that you will need to know regarding this class. So the syllabus is a contract between the instructor and the students to give expectations about what you will need to do for this class. So that is the first thing that you're going to have to do. After you're done with that, you need to head over to our Schedule tab. So if we scroll up to the top of the page, off to the left, this is where we're going to find most of our links. So you can see right at the top here, we have Start Here, and right underneath is our syllabus. So what you will have to do is click on our syllabus, and you'll see 2 downloadable links. You'll have a Word document, and you'll also have a PDF document. But the nice thing is, if that you are having issues opening one of these 2 types of files, it actually gives you options to be able to download it in different forms. So right next to any download notable thing here on Blackboard. There is this A with an upside down arrow that says alternate formats. If you click on this, this will allow you to change whatever this is into a different format that might be able to fit the device that you are using. Now, it is very recommended that you use a normal computer for this course, as that will be the best way to access everything you need, but it is available on different devices. So again, if you ever need to change what we have for our format here, you can always click on the A with the upside down arrow next to any button. So once again, you need to click on this, download this, and then read this all the way through. It is very important, and I know it can be very boring, but you have to read everything in that syllabus. It's going to give you all of the rules and expectations that you're going to need to pass this course. Things like you need a 70% C in order to pass this course. Other things like you must turn in 75% of all assignments in order to be eligible to pass this course, which means if you do not hit that threshold, that you automatically fail the course. So please make sure that you go to our syllabus page and read it thoroughly. It's not a bad idea to take a couple notes on it as well. So if we continue down the list, the next thing we do see is our schedule. And if we click on the schedule, this is what's going to tell you what you need to do each and every day. So if we have assignments that are due, you will have to come here and it will show you when due dates are. So if we scroll down, the first thing it says here is you need to go through our syllabus. And underneath we have introductory questionnaire, we also have mathematics review and a practice with fractions worksheet that you're going to take a look at. So anytime we have due dates, you will always see these due dates next to whatever is going to be due. And in this case, our introductory questionnaire is actually going to be due here on Thursday. And what you're going to need to do is read on the information that is listed here on Blackboard, and you'll have to go through and submit this assignment through our Dropbox. All of this information is given on our Blackboard. It's going to be very important that you read through everything. So continuing down, the next thing that we see underneath our schedule is support offered to you from Bay College. So this is just a helpful link in case you want to be able to find your co-advisors or your academic resources. It shows you where you can find free tutoring, online academic success center stuff, the Office of Accessibility if you have any disabilities or any handicaps that would cause your learning to not be as sharp as what it is. You can actually go and talk to the Office of Accessibility. There's downloads for Office 365. So if you do not have Microsoft Word, you can actually use Office 365 here for free to be able to download and use Word files. You also get things like technical support, life resources. We have counseling here. You can find the food pantry, clothes closets, housing. Just because it's an online course does not mean these resources are not available to you. So if you need anything along these lines, come to this section and it will help you find the resources that you need. So going back up to the top here, underneath we can request a Bay tutor, and what this does is bring you to the form that you're going to need in order to request a tutor. And keep in mind, we have free tutoring here at the college. So don't be afraid to reach out because it is free. And because this is an accelerated course, it really is a good idea to get ahead of the game early. You also get this chance to try out tutor.com. Now, I'll be honest in saying I don't really know how this works. This is a new implementation, but I'm pretty sure this is another way that you can get tutoring to help you through this class. If you need help, please contact our Bay College and the administration, and they can help you talk through what this tutor.com is going to be. So there's already a lot of resources available for you as you go through this online course. When we look down, we see announcements. That just means if I have anything that I need to announce to the class, you'll be able to find it archived here. Otherwise, all announcements will be sent through email. So we've already sent you one email kind of explaining what the course is going to be all about and the fact that our Blackboard page opens up today. Underneath, email the instructor. If you need to email me right now, this moment, you can click on this button, and that way you can email me instantly. So maybe there's a problem that has come up, or you're trying to navigate and you just can't get your way through. Click on this button to send me an email, and I will try and respond to all emails within 24 hours. And because it's an online class, I'll be checking my email a lot more frequently than usual, but I won't be sitting at my computer. So just because you send an email, don't expect a response immediately, because I'll be checking my email periodically throughout the entire week. Underneath, we can see class key for WebAssign. So one thing that's going to be required in this class is for you to do homework, and all the homework will be done on the WebAssign platform, which can be accessed from your browser. We will talk about this much more in depth in a different video. Plus, there's a lot of information. So even if we click on class key, you can see that in order to use this, you're going to have to set up WebAssign. Well, this gives you a step-by-step directions with pictures in order to help you set up your account. And you are required to do so because you will need to turn in no less than 75% of your assignments just to be eligible. Let's see, underneath, we're going to have turn in introductory questionnaire. So today, one of the assignments that you're going to have is to try and fill out this introductory questionnaire. And the reason that it's important is because I will get some experience into your own experience about your previous math classes, but it will also give you practice on how to turn in assignments. So for this semester, we're actually going to have 6 exams, 4 of which are going to have to be proctored outside of the college, so you don't actually do this entire class from home. And in fact, that will have to be approved. Once again, that will be a completely different video that we'll talk about. But 2 of the exams are actually going to be take-home exams, which just means you get to do them at home. It'll be open book, open note, and when you are done, you will have to submit them. How you submit them will be the exact same way that you turn in this introductory questionnaire. We will get to this later in the video. So, underneath, we also see proctored exam informations. Just as I pointed out, you will have to get a proctor for this particular semester. So in this class, 4 of our exams will have to be observed by a proctor that is approved by me at a proctoring location that is not your house. So what you see here is a download to a pamphlet that just kind of gives you directions on how you would do this. Our first proctored exam is going to be May 28th. So you get a little bit of time to figure out where this proctor is going to be, who is it going to be with, and get it approved by me. One thing I will say is that the easiest way to get a proctor is simply go to one of our 2 campuses, either on Iron Mountain or in Escanaba, to their testing center, and they will take care of everything for you. But we want to make sure that we have plenty of options for you. Respondus, Monitor, and Lockdown Browser are not things we use in this course, so you cannot change out a proctor for either of these 2 or similar things. They must be observed by an actual proctor. All right, so if we go back to our Blackboard page, taking a look down below, we kind of get into the main portion of why you're even going to be here on the Blackboard page. So because it's an online class, you need to be policing yourselves and making sure that you are keeping up with the material. And what you're going to do is you're going to read our ebook on the actual material itself. And again, that can be found on WebAssign. We will get to that in a little bit. But what we're going to see here is that we have sections covered for exam number 1. So our first exam in this class is actually going to be due this Sunday, May 19th. And this will be an at-home exam, which means you will get to use open notes, open book, and then eventually turn it into our Dropbox. But what we see here, and I will do this for every single one of our exams, is that I will give an actual course topics list of everything that will be covered for that exam. This way that you know specifically what you're going to be tested on. And in this particular case, we can see operation with fractions, applying math definitions and concepts like coefficients, like terms, etc. We're going to be doing solving equations, compound linear inequalities, graphing linear inequalities in 2 variables, graphing systems of linear inequalities, solving systems of equations, graphing substitution, and eventually the addition method. So these are all of the subjects that are going to be covered on your first exam. In this way, you will always know specifically what those materials are going to be. So underneath this, we see Module 1 handouts. So the modules just coincide with what exams it's going to be. So since we're going to be taking exam number 1, you're going to be looking under Module number 1. So the first thing it tells you here is just directions on how to actually use these lecture handouts and how to download them. So go ahead and make sure that you read this over. Underneath, we can see the very first assignment that we're going to have, and that's the introductory questionnaire. So as you can see here, there is a list of information that you are going to need to follow in order to complete this assignment. So once you are completed with this assignment, what you will need to do is turn this in, and there will be specific spots to do so. In this case, off to the left, we have turn in introductory questionnaire here. So once you get this all done and figure out how to actually upload it, you will come here, you'll be able to click on the actual name itself and then scroll down and be able to upload whatever file that you have. So once again, there are directions here, pretty specific and detailed directions that you'll need to follow in order to complete this task. Now we get to the main portion. So this is going to be our lecture videos. So here at Bay College, we have had some instructors in the past go through and actually do some lecture videos that will correspond to the material here in this class. So in this particular case, you can see right away the first lecture that we see is section 7.1a, which is solving simple linear equations. So what we're going to do is make sure that you have a list of which videos you need to follow. And there will be a video for each corresponding section that we need. So the instructor doing this is Jim Helmer. He no longer works at Bay College, but he did an excellent job for these lecture videos. In fact, when I was getting ready to teach the first time, I actually used these lecture videos and they were very helpful. So what you're going to want to do is when it comes time to doing an assignment or learning the materials, and again, you need to be reading the ebook with this as well, but you can also watch these lecture videos. So what you can do is for any lecture video, you can either actually play it right on the screen.
This is section 6.1. We're going to introduce.
Or if you would like a larger screen, if you come down underneath here, you can click on the YouTube, and it says watch on YouTube. So this takes you to the actual
We're going to
page,
introduce the
which will allow
rectangular
you to
coordinate system.
make
It's
this
also
large size
known
to
as
make
the
it a little
Cartesian
easier to see
coordinate.
for you. So this is how you're going to be learning a lot of your material. You will want to go through, watch these lecture videos from start to finish. And I know sometimes it's going to be a little tempting to skip ahead in these videos, but you have to force yourself to watch the whole way through. And then you want to take notes on these videos. So just as if you were in an in-person class, you actually want to have notebooks to take notes on the material. You're not going to be able to just watch the video and retain the information. You want to make sure that you take good notes that you understand, so when you come back later, you actually understand why you wrote down what you did, and then use these notes to help do your homework and study for your exam. So again, these lecture videos are going to be very nice, only in the simple fact they will follow along with all of our course material. Each exam will have these sections, and right now the only section that is available will be for exam number 1. So that's why there's all these blank spaces. As we continue through the semester, they will populate with the rest of the material that we need. So along with lecture videos, there will also be some practice problems. So if you click on this, they will be handwritten notes by me, which will have some accessibility issues. I will just point that out now. So if anyone is having any accessibility issues where you need like a dictation or a reader, please talk to me. You can actually click on and download these handwritten notes that I have for each one of these sections. Now, some of these are going to have some problems that are no longer in the curriculum. So in a case like this, the very first thing we see are absolute value problems. Those are no longer in our curriculum. So you will just ignore and skip over these until you actually get to later sections that we'll be in. So in this particular case, inequalities. I give you a lot of blank problems that you can just try for yourself. But more importantly, we also see that we have solved practice problems. So I go through with the same problems I give you, and I actually give you step-by-step directions on how to solve each one of these problems. Now, this is not the only material that you'll have, and in fact, you should really use WebAssign to help study and the ebook as they have practice problems there. But this is just additional resources for you in order to try and help yourself get ready and prepare for our exams. So finally, underneath, when we take a look at the very bottom, we see we've got a WebAssign setup guide that we can click on as well. So as you're going through your WebAssign setup, and again, this is on our Blackboard page, you also have a second thing that can help you get through this. So this was created by WebAssign themselves, and it's kind of just like a step checklist to go through to be able to set up your WebAssign account, make sure that you connect with the class that we have. That's what the class key is for. And then also make sure that you understand that you have to purchase an access code. And unfortunately, this is a required thing that you need. So if you have not taken this class before and you do not have a WebAssign account or access code, you will need to purchase one. And it is a requirement, again, because we need to finish 75%. I shouldn't say finish, I should say we need to submit at least 75% of all the assignments in this class in order to be eligible to pass this class. So with WebAssign, and again, there will be a separate video explaining everything about WebAssign, but even if you don't have the money to get the access code immediately, you will be given a 2-week free trial, which will allow you to set up your WebAssign, do your homework, and then give you time to find the funds necessary to purchase this access code. Now, the caveat here is if you have already taken this class and you have already bought an access code, you may reuse the same access code and you do not need to buy another one. So once again, we'll go through our WebAssign a lot more detail in a different video. So this is our Blackboard page. Make sure that you navigate around and make sure you become familiar with all the areas that you're going to need in order to do this course. So with this being said, we have some things that we're going to need to do. So once again, just read through the Start Here page, go to the bottom. We need to read our syllabus. And in fact, why don't we break all of this down? Let's actually write a to-do list here. So the first thing that you need to do is go to our syllabus and read it all the way through. It would be a good idea to make some light notes on the important things about this class. Once you get done with the syllabus, you want to go to Module 1 handouts and actually print if you can print things that will actually make things easier, but it's not required. You actually can write your answers down on paper and pencil. That will be acceptable as well. But you want to go and finish our introductory questionnaire. And again, this will have all the instructions that you need in order to submit and upload this particular file. And this will have a due date on Thursday, May 16th. So this gives you time to figure it out, test it out, and make sure that it got submitted correctly. From there, you also want to take a look at the mathematics review. So this is a handout that is not going to be due. It's not going to be worth any points, but this has all of the basic fundamental math skills that you are going to need to be successful in this course. So as you go through, if you do not recognize some of these things or you do not understand some of these fundamental skills, you need to immediately go and learn these things as you're going to be using them constantly on higher level concepts in this class. From there, there's going to be a practice with fractions worksheet. And what this is, first of all, to help you just kind of remember how to deal with fractions. So we're going to be simplifying, we're going to be adding and subtracting, multiplying, dividing these things. But it's also going to give you an idea of what my lecture style is going to be like. So I'm not going to do a lot of lectures, that we already have lecture videos, but again, every once in a while I will add these supplemental videos to help you out. And what I'll be able to do, again, if I can find my button here, is we'll be able to go through problems literally in real time. So that's one thing I'm going to do. My next video that I need to create here tonight is for our practice with fractions video. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to literally take a look at that handout that you can print, and I'm going to walk through and actually do the problems here as well. After we finish this, the final thing you need to do for the first day is set up your WebAssign account. So once again, there's a lot of detailed instructions on how to do this. And specifically, you would go to the class key for WebAssign. That link will give you all the directions that you need. If you run into issues, make sure that you let me know, because this needs to be done sooner than later. Our first WebAssign assignment is also due on Thursday, May 16th. And the one thing you cannot do in this class is fall behind. It's hard enough to fall behind in a math class, but it is extremely hard to catch back up in an online environment. So make sure that your time management skills are good. You have the time to sit down and focus, because you're going to need to put a substantial amount of time into this class in learning the materials. And just make sure that you can set yourself up to be successful in this class. And the first thing to do is set up this WebAssign. Once again, you get a 2-week free trial, which means if you cannot afford this access code at the moment, it gives you a little bit of leeway in order to get things set up. And you can also start the homework as well. I will do a completely separate video all about WebAssign. So this is the first day welcome introductions. And once again, I will be your online instructor, Mark Pilon. I'm hoping I can give you a positive experience throughout this class. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns at all, do not be afraid to reach out and contact me. So once again, right there on our Blackboard page is all my contact information. Email is probably the way you're going to do it the most. Give a thumbs up for that. And then on top of that, you can also call and text me if you just need to get in contact with me right away. So I will let you know that the best times to get a hold of me will be in the afternoon and evenings. My mornings just are not going to work. I have other jobs besides this one, and they keep me up kind of late at night. So the best time to contact me will be in the afternoon and the evening. All right, so you have your tasks. Please make sure that you complete them all, and we will see you in the next video.